Um,
13 or 13-2 or both?
I haven't played 13-2. 13 kind of turned me off in the series, sadly. Like I really tried to get into it and I couldn't. But 12 was amazing. I love that game a lot. But yeah, I'd say like Masters of Orion, like Micro Pros back in the day was amazing. I love those guys.
Yeah, I have to agree with you about the 12. I love that one. And yeah, 13 was just awful.
Yeah, 12 was very kind of MMO-ish, and like I'm huge into MMOs. I'm playing SOTOR a ton right now. I used to play WoW a lot, and it's I really like the mechanic in Final Fantasy 12.
Nice. Now, did you happen to have a hand in designing SOTOR, or do you know the people who did as far as the environment design?
Environment design, no, like it's very separate. I mean, they're mostly all down in Austin. We have a couple of guys in Edmonton that were helping them all out, but that's maybe mainly all programmers. So I've never actually spoken to any of the environment artists down there, but we'd see kind of work in progress as they go, and it's amazing kind of where it came from when I first started off to where it ended up. They made a lot of progress, and it's a really cool game.
Nice. Chanel wants to know whether or not you've played Sins of a Solar Empire.
Yeah, I played that one a ton. That was really good. Like I said, I was a big fan of Homeworld when it came out, and it's kind of like Homeworld. The only thing I didn't like about that game was at the end where you basically can expand your empire out into thousands and thousands of stars, but your tech tree stops at a certain point, and after that, it just becomes like micromanagement, which wasn't a lot of fun. But the actual combat and everything in that game was amazing. I really liked that one a lot.
Nice. Noah Whiteley asked, "Do you like to be pushed?" I'm going to assume creatively, or do you just kind of prefer just a bit more freedom uh, and a bit more relaxed creativity, I suppose?
It really kind of depends on where we are in the project. Like, if we have crazy deadlines and so on, I really like having a concept because I can look at the concept and just kind of build on that. Earlier in the projects, it's fine to creativity is great, but we're always under fairly tight deadlines. So creativity is one thing, but that kind of does need to stop at some point. You need to kind of get on with what you're doing. It's not extremely free form, I guess. In some ways it is, some ways it isn't. But at the end of the day, there always still are deadlines. At some point.
Uh, have you ever uh, mind blinking? Moving on to the next question. Meat Lord wants to know: do you know why EA fell out with Game and Game Station not selling any EA titles? I guess in the UK is more specific to.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it was anything to do with EA specifically. Like again, I'm not even sure if I can comment on that. But like I think I read on Kotaku that it was more financial stuff with game. But I don't have a clue to be honest. I'm not even sure if I'm meant to say that. But you guys would know more about that than I would.
Okay.
How do you behind cover?
Uh, what now?
How do I duck behind cover?
You hold A. Um, Had to forget wants to know: did you lose the game?
Did I lose the game?
Yes. If you don't know about the game, then you're just don't ask. It's a silly internet thing.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, good. The Hell Raider wants to know: would y'all plan on redoing past environments in the game for multiplayer, like how you guys have Novaria in the demo?
Yeah, I mean, we do tend to reuse different areas, like for pallets and so on. I can't really say which ones you're going to, but yeah, you'll definitely go back to you see locations that you might have been to before. It's definitely it's partly to keep the game grounded, and also like constantly going to brand new locations constantly is quite intensive on the artists. It's more of a time thing as well, but we will make new ones, but you also will go back to old locations as well. They're not going to be like an exact copy of this layout was the Solarian planet is going to be like identical to another one if we do a Solarian world, but you might go back and see that kind of stuff again.
Nice. Now, outside of Bioware games, what other games do you think have had some of the most well-designed worlds and most well-designed environments?
Um, Uncharted has some pretty amazing environments. We always look through that quite heavily. Those guys do an amazing job. What else? The Grand Theft Auto stuff is actually really good considering what it is. You know, like the open world games are really hard to pull off. There's a lot of technical constraints with that, but like Grand Theft Auto 4 had some amazing stuff in there. I was really surprised what they were able to do. You know, if you're looking down the street and you can see from, you know, one end of Manhattan to the other one, there's a lot of performance stuff you have to worry about with that kind of thing. Skyrim was pretty good. Like they really were good about having looking at the overall picture. Like, you know, if you take a screenshot and you kind of look out into the distance, they had some amazing stuff. Again, another game that there's a lot of stuff going on there that would have taken a long time, but they did a great job with what they did.
Nice. And have you had the opportunity to play the game Dear Esther?
Yeah, I played through a little bit of it. I haven't, and I've been meaning to play through more of it. But I think I started playing a bit at lunch one day, and I haven't had a chance to go back. My lunch hours are usually I'm playing like PvP and SOTOR, so I'm kind of hooked on that right now.
Nice.
But go ahead, sir.
Sorry, what server are you on in SOTOR?
Black Vulcars.
Okay, absolutely not the one I'm on then.
Yeah.
Chanel wants to know what type of advances would you like to see in your work for environments? And I guess piggybacking onto that, I also am curious whether or not you saw that one Australian guy, Bruce Dell's alleged infinite polygons, and whether or not you have hope for that actually succeeding in the future.
Yeah, I saw that demo. I'm a little skeptical of it. Like, I mean, I'm not really sure where the tech is going to go, but I think for that to work out, I think that guy would need to have a bit of a better demo to, you know, really showcase something that's comparable to an existing environment. That, you know, like a really awesome Skyrim shot that's done with his method. It would be neat if it went that way, but it's kind of hard to tell right now. As for other kind of tech, the stuff that Unreal keeps coming out with is pretty awesome. Like different, I don't know if you know what ambient occlusion is, kind of a shadow thing. A lot of different kind of post effects and so on, and just, you know, better shaders and things like that. Stuff that, like, the stuff I like seeing is the stuff that's doesn't require a lot of extra work that you kind of add on top of what you're already doing. Anything that adds a lot of extra work kind of needs to really be amazing for us to want to invest the time in that. So, or at least in my opinion, because, you know, time is limited. So anything that can just help us out without causing a lot of that is great.
Nice. Nico wants to know, do you reckon BioWare will make a sandbox Mass Effect, or will that be too time consuming?
I'm not like I don't really know where the future is going for Mass Effect. I know we know a couple of things that I know I can't really talk about it, but it's hard to say. Like they might, but it's not something that's been discussed right away. But, you know, I'm not actually privy to a lot of that kind of information. But, you know, you never know.
Right. And Harder Morgan wants to know, what's your favorite class/squad makeup in Mass Effect?
Who did I use? I went soldier. Like in Mass 2, I went soldier, and I think I used. I really liked what the hell's that guy's name with the Inferno grenade? Zahid. I liked him. I liked his Inferno grenade, and I think I used Garrus as well. But it really kind of depended on the mission. Like if I knew I was going to go up against Geth, I'd take more engineers and so on. But yeah, it was mainly mission dependent. But yeah, I used Zahid a lot, and Garrus I like a lot as well.
Nice. Theo wants to know, if you could go back and change one thing in Mass Effect 3, what would it be?
Change one thing. It's kind of a hard one. There's always stuff that, you know, even when I look through my levels right now, there's always stuff that I wish I had more time to work on. So, I mean, it's a lot of little things, I guess. There's no one major thing that, you know, I wish this entire room was pink instead of, you know, green or something. But, you know, an environment artist is never really done. We just kind of are told to stop, I guess you can say. So, I guess that's kind of the main thing.
Okay, and Chanel wants to know, Mass Effect always seems to have very black shadows. Is that an art theme or just a type of tech?
Well, Mass 2 to Mass 3 has a different lighting system. I guess for shadows, yeah, it depends, and I guess it also depends on your TV as well, like if you how gamma adjusted it is and everything. But you know, if it is a dark area, we definitely do try and make sure that we hit the full range of light to dark.
Okay, nice. Does anyone else have any questions themselves? And yeah, I'm. Do you guys have any questions for him? Yeah, sorry, I'm working very little sleep right now, so my mind.
Yeah, no, that's no problem. Yeah, if anybody has any other questions as well, like you can go to my Twitter. I just started up on that too long ago. It's just at Boyd McKenzie, and I'll answer questions if I can.
Nice. And okay, so what is your favorite game system of all time? I guess.
Of all time, probably the Super Nintendo. Just had amazing art. Like Final Fantasy was great on that Chrono Trigger. It's probably like the best system for RPGs I've ever played. But modern ones, the Xbox. I just, that's where all my main console gaming is on.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, Secret of Mana as well. Yeah.
Yep. So I guess so that way this doesn't drag on with me rambling. Why don't we just end this right here? So so I don't sound like too much of an idiot.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, I'll stay in
the
the chat room, and like I said, I'll post up my Twitter name if anybody has any questions or anything. I'll try and answer what I can. So, sounds good.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah,
it was a pleasure talking to you, and definitely look forward to checking out some of your environments in Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, no, I hope you enjoy it.
Alright, peace.
Okay, bye-bye.